Hello and a very warm welcome to this week's episode of Out and About in the UK. Coming up on today's show, we'll be talking to author and playwright Peter Sinclair about his recent play Troubled Times, which examines how the relationship between England and Ireland has changed throughout the last 170 years. We'll also be at the crucial London v Mayo Connacht Senior Football quarter-final in Ruislip. But first we went along to a recent IIBN event in London where we spoke to guest speaker, former Republic of Ireland and Celtic goalkeeper Packie Bonner. Packie, welcome to London. It's great to be here in the Bloomsbury Hotel, working with an organisation like the IIBN, strengthening trade links between Britain and Ireland.
Yeah, I'm delighted to be here, and it's delighted to be able to come down and meet everybody, first and foremost, and let them see who Packie Bonner is, and you know, what's happened in my life, my journey to get me to this point, and if I can be of any help to companies, especially Irish companies, trading throughout the world and help them along the way, then I'm absolutely delighted. But it's more about meeting people, networking, having a chat with people and let them hear what my journey was all about.
And it all started in Glasgow, and Glasgow Celtic. You know, it had a huge impact on your career.
Well, it started probably, my upbringing in Donegal was very important to me, you know, and that sort of made me who I am. But I got the opportunity to go away to Celtic after being over at Leicester and it failed. I was still at school, doing my leaving cert at home in Dunlow. And then I got the opportunity to go to Celtic, and Jockstein signed me, and I spent 17 years at the club, which was quite incredible.
And as a Donegal man playing for Celtic must even be more special.
Yes, because the Irish connections, you know, you had, you know, Brother Walford came from Ballymote and Sligo. The Irish connection is huge. The tricolour is still flown above Celtic Park because of their history, and that will always remain. So being a player who born and bred in Donegal, and then getting the opportunity to join Celtic Football Club and being part of their history and continuing the relationship, I think that's special. Wonderful.
And obviously the whole Republic of Ireland, part of your life and part of your career has been huge.
Well, to be honest, without Celtic, I would never have got the opportunity to go and play for my country. My dream of playing in a World Cup or European Championships would never have happened. But that was a magnificent time. I was very lucky because, you know, I sort of played about 9 games from 1981 through to 1986, and then Jack took over and put me in a team. And then I had most of my caps. I had sort of 71 caps during the period of 10 years under Jack. But it was a magnificent time, and for us to get the opportunity to qualify in '88, make that breakthrough, but then sort of it kind of develops into your whole life. Then, you know, you're renowned for the things. Obviously, everybody remembers the World Cup in 1990. They know where they were. They're talking about it still. The emotion around it, and I'm going to talk about that tonight when we're here, because emotion is something special. And if you're captured, if that emotion grabs you, you'll remember it for the rest of your life.
That's right. That's right. And moving on now. So life after football. Talk to us about life after football. You're a very, very busy man, aren't you?
Very busy. And I was very lucky, actually. I remained in football all my life, but in different capacities. And you know, I took the goalkeeping coach's job with Mick McCarthy during his fantastic spell. He offered it to me, and I took it, and it was wonderful. I was working with Tommy Burns, first and foremost, as a goalkeeper coach, and then I went down to Reading as assistant manager. And then when the technical director's job came up over in Ireland, I took that. So I've been always involved, developing myself and changing. And then, you know, I was working with UEFA in a capacity of being involved in an education panel when I was technical director, and they asked me to stay on then to almost lead a very special program in the whole goalkeeping education around a pro license or professional level. And I've been doing that for the last 4 or 5 years. I travel all over the world. I go to all over Eastern Europe and down to the Balkan countries, up to Scandinavian countries, into the centre. So it's fantastic networking, and I enjoy it, and it's been brilliant. And I work also for a company called UTeach, who is an ambassadorial role, and they take young teachers who are out of Canada, Spain and Ireland and put them over here into England and help them and progress them and try to develop them. That's what really resonated with me. Can we go in there and help young people to become better and have a pathway in life? And that was fantastic.
So there's going to be some stories from your autobiography tonight. Tell us about the book.
The book was a project that I thought I would never do, this book, The Last Line. I was harassed by the co-author Jerry McDade a few times to see what I do a book, and I sort of reneged a couple of times. And then he wrote the first couple of chapters and presented it to me after we've had discussions. And it turned out exceptionally well. I enjoyed the process. The process was great because I was reminiscing.
Yeah.
It's more a journey.
Yeah.
It's not totally about football. It's about life. It's about my journey, the people that affected me along that journey, coming from Donegal.
Yeah.
How did that affect me? How did you know, going into limelight for a Donegal man, how did that affect me? And then what happened there afterwards? We've talked about some of the things that I've been able to do because of it. So it turned out really well, and I've enjoyed doing it, and I'm glad I've done it now after it's all over. But tonight is about it's not really about the book. It's more about the journey. I want to talk to them also about some of the leadership things that the leaders who affected me, and how I talk to other people about that. And personal development's huge to me. Personal awareness, self-awareness, what happens inside the dressing room, what messages can we take from the football world into the business world? How does it? And they're very similar. And I like to talk about all of those type of things. But ultimately, you know, my experiences through my journey is what it was going to be about tonight. So if somebody wants to buy the book, they can do that afterwards.
Well, it really was a thrill there to meet a Irish sporting legend like Packie Bonner, and many thanks there to the IIBN for inviting us along. Next, we're off to Wandsworth to meet author and playwright Peter Sinclair about his new play, Troubled Times.
So I came over in 1967, firstly, with Patrick Bergen, the actor who starred in Sleeping with the Enemy with Julia Roberts, and we shared a flat together for a month or so, and I had lost touch with him up until I'd done my play. I gave him a call, and he wanted to get together with his old schoolmates. So he came to the play and met three of us there, and quite enjoyed it. So he said he's going to keep in touch and maybe come to a session or two in London with us.
Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Troubled Times. This is a personal history of Ireland written by your man himself, Mr. Peter Sinclair.
What happened was, a nephew of mine who writes the music for me, Lee, he actually rang me and said, "Uncle Peter, why don't you make a play out, write a play?" I said to him, "Well, I've never written a play before, but I could try it." I said, "Where did you get the idea from?" And he said, "Well, I was looking at the songs you write, and it's a history in it, and you could make the history into a play." So I started seeing the way the songs were softening towards the British, the attitude of the Irish to the British. So I started at the 1845 famine and worked my way up to the Omagh bombing, and then how that changed the attitude of the Catholics to the Protestants and the Protestants to the Catholics altogether. And because I wanted to tell the story and keep people interested, they wouldn't sit down and listen to 2 hours of a history lesson. I injected music and comedy into it.
This story will be told in short scenes with music, verse and pictures. We'll introduce you to the actors and musicians later on. Is that okay, guys? What about you, lad?
Oh, I'll have 4 points of Guinness.
Not now, Michael.
They're only short sketches, and then it moves on to the 1916 Rising. And the director that had a look at the play for me, that adopted it, Steve Atkins, he said, "Can you not inject a bit of humour into the 1916 Rising?" And I said, "How the hell do I do that? It's a very serious subject." But I took two ladies hanging out washing in the back of Fairmar Mansions, and they had a conversation which turned out to be quite funny. So I rang him back a half an hour later and said, "I have another scene for you," which was funny. Then it goes into the troubles of 22 and 23, War of Independence and the war with the Black and Tans, and takes in the troubles in the north, and gradually it gets into the Celtic Tiger, and then how that became more relevant to the Irish people than fighting with the English, fighting drugs in Dublin. And basically that's it.
Rebel forces took up positions at all the key points of Dublin City.
The forecourts, centre of the Irish legal establishment.
Poland's Mill and Jacob's Biscuit Factory.
South Dublin Union Hospital, and the distillery in Marrowbone Lane.
Slow.
Give us 4 points against, will you?
The Easter Risings have begun.
I contacted Parkinson's 10 years ago, and I'm very lucky in the fact that it's very slowly taking effect on me. But I've seen Parkinson's sufferers who I do feel a lot of pity for, and I decided that instead of taking the profits off this play, I'd donate it to the Parkinson's Society. And we made, the last I heard, it's only been lately, but it's been over £1,000 we raised.
I know what I was thinking now when I entered the GPO. I'd strike a blow for freedom, or to heaven I would go. Little did I realise when I took my gun in hand, I'd be heading off to Hades and not the promised land. At the ripe old age of 16 years, your heart still ruled your head. You should never volunteer for war, or you'll likely end up dead.
Well, I'm trying to get in contact with some people now who I've been recommended to, that the play is quite good, and I'm hoping to open it in Ireland and then move it over here again. So once that occurs, you'll be able to see it.
We're going to take a break right now, but do come back to us for the second half of the show. We'll be at the Irish TV grounds in Ruislip for this year's Connacht Senior Football Championship quarter-final. You're very welcome back to the show. I've come along here to the Irish TV grounds here in Ruislip for the Connacht Senior Football Championship quarter-final, London v Mayo. We're here to soak up the sights, the sounds and the atmosphere of this huge day for the Irish community. John, we're here in Ruislip at the big game. We're in the Irish TV grounds. How did that name change come about?
Well, they wanted somebody to sponsor them, so I'd like to think we were generous and we paid them a fair amount of money. And today now I can see how popular it has become, and it's all been worthwhile. So it's a great venue. There's some good people on the committee have run the show.
Tell us about what it means to you to be the London Rose of Tralee.
It's just been the best experience. It's such an honour to be representing such a fantastic bunch of girls, and it really means a lot, the kind of strong feminist kind of views alongside celebrating your Irish heritage. It means a lot to me. Yeah.
There's a huge amount of Irish people here, obviously people over from Mayo as well.
Yeah, absolutely. We met a whole busload of them yesterday, and one of my friends actually came down with me, and this is her 4th year in a row down here, so yeah, very exciting.
And we have a lot of cameras, a lot of media here as well. Our Taoiseach Enda Kenny is here today.
Yeah, he is. I'm looking forward to meeting him. That's kind of going to be a big starstruck girl fan moment. Yeah, very exciting.
Michael, welcome to London.
Thanks very much altogether. I'm delighted to be here. It's such a wonderful morning and it's a great spot. It's my first time ever being in Ruislip, and I certainly glad to see loads of Mayo people. I met so many last night around Cricklewood from Kelchamahan, Mayo Abbey and Bell and Bohol, and there's so many Ballyhaunis, great supporters over there, Knock, everywhere, all over Mayo. They really have turned out in great numbers for this occasion, so we're really looking forward to it. And I believe after that big success down in Innis, which I was glad to be at a few weeks ago, that I think with a few of the under-21s in there, I'd be hoping to see Stephen Cohen figured in today, and I think we're in with a good chance this year. We could actually, I think, go all the way.
And it's a great day here for the Irish. It's very much a community day here as well.
It is. I couldn't believe that on the way in, that the local London club really have got out all the stops for this occasion, and they're so welcoming, right outside the gate, inside the gates and everywhere. You know, I really can't believe there's such a carnival atmosphere around the place, so it's great to be part of it.
There's more to today than football, really, isn't there?
Oh, definitely more than football. Like, I suppose many people probably have the backs to football for a lot of it, but it's all about community, like people from all over here. It's a great chance. Like, I moved over here September time, and probably Catherine as well, she's my girlfriend, she's she's over here 2 years, only for the Gaelic over here, a bunch of friends. Like, great club, Thomas McCurtain's there in East London. Only for them, like, it's a massive community. Everyone makes friends, everyone makes you feel welcome. I think that's what today is all about. Like,
Guys, you came over all the way from Mayo. Where are you from?
Bell.
Tell us about your love of Mayo football. You're huge supporters.
We are huge supporters, go to all the matches. Our nephew was on the under-21, he's the goalie, and we'll go to all the matches, yeah.
Season ticket holders.
Oh yeah, we have season tickets, yeah, all of us.
These grounds have always been a safe first port of call for the Irish when they arrived here in London. It's where they came to get a job, it's where they came to meet friends, it's where they came to socialise, and we're absolutely delighted and thrilled to be supporting that community, not just the GA, right across London and right across the UK. And we hope that our relationship with the GA will spread out into the community. You can see the huge crowd that's here today, and we're very, very proud, excited and delighted to be supporting everybody here in London and in the UK.
Just before we the throw in, Piers, it's any minute now. How do you think today is going to go?
I think it's phenomenal that London are part of the Connacht Championship. I think it's great that every year a team comes over here to keep that bond and that connection open and to keep that friendship and I suppose that those family ties alive. And it was wonderful today in all the iconic places across London to see those Mayo jerseys. That said, I think Mayo are on a mission. They have 5 Connacht titles in a row. They definitely won't be stopped here today.
Tell us about the band. It's a very, very big day for you.
Yeah, this will be our first venture into Ruislip. All right, the band really will be on the go for many a year, whereas known as the Castlebar concert band for maybe the last 30 years or so. We would have approximately 23 people in the band, generally with us on this. Over here this time we have about 14 musicians and about the rest are drums and flags.
A lot of dedication, a lot of hard work goes into keeping a band like this together.
You better believe it. It takes a lot of work. There's rehearsals every single Tuesday during the year, But the band is actually involved in quite a few things as well, apart from matches. They do parades and do concerts and stuff as well, But we will be involved a lot with the football matches. So we do McHale Park on a regular basis.
Brendan, half-time, tell us about the game.
Interesting, but Mayo, to be fair, they're living up to the odds. London hit a purple patch, 3 points in a row. A little bit hard done by. I felt they might have got a free in. It could have been 4 points in a row. They had a few opportunities. The black card for Cillian O'Connor, these are talking points in. I don't think it was a black card, but look, the referee has his job to do. He sent him off, and Conor Loftus is in. So Mayo, to be fair, have worked the ball well, they've worked it up close, but London have defended well. They've typically done what London teams do, they hit hard, try and work well, but Division 4, Division 1, there is a fierce gulf in class, and to be fair, they've weathered it for quite a while in that first half. Now, to have a big breeze London in the second half, it can help, but they have to take every opportunity. Dead ball situations, scoring goal, have the confidence to go for the score, take your score, and you never know what will happen, but they're chasing the game now, which is what they didn't really need to be doing at this stage.
Is this game out of London's reach?
It probably is, yeah, that's the point to make. The gap is there, not unless goals win matches. Mayo have got 2, London now have got to get 2 to put themselves back into it, and if they start going for goals they might be caught on the counter-attack, which doesn't help. But look, it's a terrific occasion. All you do is look at the thousands of people that are here. The support of London have got the great work that's going on in London, and as you know, we brought the county finals to the people on Irish TV, the All-Ireland quarter final. It's London GA has gone bigger and bigger and bigger, and it's terrific. The Taoiseach is even here today. I don't think there's any Mayo man or woman left at home, and anyone involved in London or any Irish person in the London area, everybody's here.
You're the manager of the winning under-21 All-Ireland team. Tell us, when that final whistle blew, what went through your head? How did it feel?
It was, I suppose, the type of stuff that you'd always hope to experience in your lifetime. It was just, I suppose, pure joy would be the only way you could describe it. I suppose a little bit of relief thrown in with it as well that we had got the job done. But I would say if I was to just pure joy would be the one, I suppose, emotion that we would have felt.
It's great to see a bunch of players that came through from winning a minor, and quite a large group of those went on to win an under-21 All-Ireland medal. That's a great thing to see.
It is, it's great, you know, and to add to the guys that have won that All-Ireland minor medal in 2013, you know, there were a fair few guys, I think about 50% of the squad that weren't involved in 2013 that were involved with us this year, you know, and a good few guys that ended up playing that weren't involved at all in 2013. So, you know, there's always a fair turnover of players between minor and under-21, and it was great to get those new guys in and get them integrated into the squad as well. You know, it was a great boost for us.
Taoiseach, a wonderful display of Gaelic football here today.
Absolutely, and a great occasion here at Ruislip. It's powerful for the Irish community here and the London County Board to have the teams from Connacht come over to play in the first round of the championship, and to have Mayo here, one of the best teams in the country without any doubt. It's a great occasion and a big crowd here, and I think they've all enjoyed themselves, and we were blessed with a good day. So in the context of connections between Ireland and the GAA clubs here in London, it's an important occasion, and it keeps the morale up, and it's good for connecting all around.
It's a huge day for the Irish. It's almost like a social occasion as well.
It is a big social occasion, and even since I've come here today, you know, you meet 1,000 people that you know, and it's always good to make that connection. And I think they build on the relationships that have always been there. They come either way now. Obviously, Knock Airport from Mayo had 3 plane loads coming in yesterday and again this morning when I flew over myself. So it's a great occasion, and obviously communications are very different these days than they used to be. But still, nothing like the odd occasion to get together and have the crack, as to say.
Sean, a great day here in London.
Yeah, absolutely. I suppose it is in some respects London's All Ireland. They pulled out all the stops, they made a huge effort, and their team was well prepared, and even though they were beaten by 12 or 13 points in the end, there'll be a lot of teams beaten by a lot more in the championship. So well done to them, and it was absolutely fantastic. I think they had 4 natives from London playing, and that's an indication that the progress that's been achieved over the years in terms of coaching is now coming through. So I think they can take quite a lot of positives. There's a fantastic crowd, and more importantly, I think everybody enjoyed themselves.
Absolutely, Sean. And John, I must say compliments to London GAA for handling such a big crowd here today.
Yes, it's gone off well, and we're delighted that there has so many people turned up. But of course, we could have sold it over again, but we can only take in so many. But well done to Mayo on their victory. I think the game was over by half time. The 2 goals, I'm afraid, 2 bad ones, but that's football.
I'm sure you're very, very proud of the guys there, all the same.
We're absolutely proud of the team. As Sean said, we had 4 locals started, 4 London boys, and 2 came on. So it's a credit to the coaching staff that's operating at the moment, and well done to the manager and his staff as well.
Well, a great day here in Ruislip with a scoreline of Mayo 2-16, London 9 points. Mayo now progressed to the Connacht Senior Football semi-final against Galway. If you'd like to contact the show, send an email to ian@irishtv.ie, and you can also find us on Facebook and on Twitter. Unfortunately, that's all the time we have right now, but do come back to us next week. We'll be out and about in the UK.